Right now, somewhere, a person just like you is using AI to do in one afternoon what used to take a week. And that gap between that person and everyone still thinking about trying AI isn't staying the same. It's getting bigger every single day. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what waiting is costing you. And it's not just costing you and your business, if you have a business. It's your personal life too that's being negatively affected. Using AI is not optional anymore, and it's not a someday decision. Every week you wait is a week someone else spent developing their skills and compounding their output. Now, I know the objection. I'll wait until it's more proven. I'll wait until I have more time. I'll wait until I actually need it. That feels responsible. It feels careful. It's actually the most expensive decision that you could make, and I'm not just talking about for your business. I'm talking about for your actual life, your health, your relationships, your sanity. AI isn't just sitting in some business toolbox waiting to be used. It's leaking into every part of how people are living better today. And most people don't even know it yet. So let's break down exactly why waiting is costing you, starting with the obvious stuff and ending with the part that most people never even consider. Reason number one, the gap is compounding. The gap between AI native businesses and everyone else isn't linear. It's compounding. Think about compound interest. The first year, a gap between two starting points looks small. By year 5, it's massive. Not because the early mover got smarter, but because they kept stacking small advantages on top of each other. AI adoption works the same way. A person who starts now isn't just a little ahead in 6 months. They've built workflows, they've trained themselves on what works and what doesn't. They've got muscle memory that took real reps to build. You can't shortcut reps, you can only start them later. So every week you tell yourself, I'll start when things calm down, is a week you're not just standing still, you're falling further behind people who aren't waiting for things to calm down. You won't get replaced by AI, but you can get replaced by someone else using AI. Your business won't get replaced by AI, but it could get replaced by a different business using AI to run more efficiently and effectively. Reason number 2. AI directly compresses the biggest cost most solopreneurs and small business owners have, which is labor. It's your own time, or the time you'd otherwise have to pay someone else for. Customer support, first drafts of content, research, scheduling. These used to require hours or required hiring someone to do it for them. Now they require just direction in a few minutes of your time to review the output. And here's the part that most people miss. It doesn't just save time, it turns fixed costs into variable ones. You don't need to hire ahead of demand anymore. You don't need to commit to a salary before you know if a workload justifies it. You can scale up or down without the overhead of a full-time hire hanging over your head. That means you can afford to test more ideas. Cheap, fast experimentation means more shots on goal for the same budget. You kill bad ideas faster. You find winners faster. Waiting on this isn't neutral. It's leaving money on the table every single month you don't use it. Reason number 3, it multiplies what you're already good at. Reason number 3, and this is important because I don't want you to think this is about replacing yourself, because it's not, but AI is a force multiplier on what you're already good at. It's not a replacement for your judgment, your taste, or your expertise. It's leverage on top of it. Someone who already knows what good looks like in their field gets disproportionately more out of AI than someone who doesn't, because they can't direct it and judge the output. It lowers the floor to start something new. You don't need to already be a great writer or a great designer to ship something credible. AI handles competence. You bring direction. That combination is what makes someone with zero technical background able to build and ship things that used to require a whole team. But here's where most people stop the conversation. They think AI is a work tool, a business tool, something you turn on at 9 and off at 5. That's the blind spot, and it's the one I actually want to spend the most time on here. Reason number 4, your personal life is falling behind too. Most people only picture AI as something for their job or for their business, and that exact assumption is quietly costing them just as much in their personal life. Let me show you what I mean. So point AI to your own notes, your own tasks, and your own projects, and it becomes a personal operating system. It's an actual system that holds what you can't hold in your own head. Think about an AI coach that feeds you the right information at exactly the right time, instead of you having to remember to go looking for it. That's a whole unlock. Most people's mental load isn't from having too much to do, it's from having to remember everything that they have to do. Offload the remembering and you get the bandwidth and quality of life back. This is why I think everyone needs a personal AI OS. Not just professionals, not just entrepreneurs, but anyone with a life worth organizing, which is everyone. It catches the small things before they become real problems, like bills, follow-ups, half-finished projects quietly piling up in the background of your life that tend to create stress you can't even find the source of. Most people track sleep in one app, diet in another, exercise in a third, if they track any of it at all. AI can actually connect that data into one picture instead of three disconnected ones. And it removes the friction of logging in the first place. So take a picture of a meal, take a picture of a receipt, and imagine AI calculating the calories, cost, macronutrients, and feeding the health information into your fitness app, and all of the cost information into your personal finance app. The barrier to tracking drops, so you actually keep doing it instead of giving up after 4 days like every other health app you've ever downloaded. It can also act as a sounding board. Should I actually be concerned about a health condition? Is this workout plan reasonable for where I'm at? So this obviously isn't a replacement for a doctor or a trainer, but a first pass helps you figure out when it's time to go get a real expert instead of just letting something slide because you weren't sure if it mattered. Here's another use case, and this one's a bit quieter, but it might matter more than any of the others. Most people don't lose friendships in some dramatic falling out. They lose them through slow neglect. Nobody decides to stop being friends. They just stop reaching out, and one day it's been a year. AI can flag that the same way it flags any other forgotten task. It can say, you haven't talked to this person in a while, and maybe that allows you to maintain a friendship. It can also help you prepare for the hard conversations, working through what you actually want to say to a significant other, a parent, a friend, in a private space before the real conversation actually happens. Something else to consider is that most people learn in a just-in-case fashion, consuming information they might need someday, then forgetting most of it before they ever use it. AI flips that to just-in-time information. You pull exactly what you need exactly when a real situation calls for it. And beyond just answering questions, AI can be an actual thinking partner, pressure testing a belief or a decision against your own past thinking, also surfacing blind spots and contradictions you can't see because you're stuck inside your own head. AI doesn't just do things for you, it removes the friction between you and the life you'd already choose to live. If remembering everything and organizing everything just weren't so hard, that's not a productivity hack, that's just having an easier life. And that brings us to reason number 5. Waiting doesn't reduce risk, it trades one risk for another. So here's reason number 5, and it's really the thesis of this whole video. Waiting feels safe, it feels responsible, but waiting doesn't actually reduce your risk. It just trades one risk for a different one. The risk you're avoiding by waiting, what if this doesn't work? What if I waste my time learning a tool that changes next year? It gets replaced by a much bigger risk you can't see yet, falling behind everyone who didn't wait. In your business, that's competitors closing the gap I talked about in reason 1. In your personal life, it's months or years of mental load, disorganization, and slow neglect that didn't have to happen because the tool to fix it was sitting right there and you didn't pick it up. Most people overestimate what AI can do for them in the next month and wildly underestimate what it does for them over the course of a year. That mismatch is exactly why waiting feels low risk in the moment and turns out to be the most expensive decision in hindsight. So here's where I'd leave you. The cost of waiting on AI is invisible until it isn't. You don't feel the gap closing day to day. You just wake up one day and it's already a wide gap. And this isn't just a business problem. It's not just a how do I make money problem. It's a how do I run my life problem. Your business, your health, your job, your relationships, your own thinking, all of it compounds the same way, whether you're paying attention or not. So here's the one thing I want you to actually do this week. Pick one folder. It could be your notes, your tasks, whatever you got. Point an AI assistant at it. Just one. Don't try to overhaul your entire life in one weekend. That's how people quit by Thursday. Give it one real folder and see what surfaces when you ask AI questions about it. Start a daily note where you write about everything that you do during the day and ask AI to do a review at the end of each week to make sure that you stayed on track to reach your goals. Also, if you're wondering where to get the access to the Obsidian Vault template, where I keep all my notes and want to know how to connect AI to it to dramatically improve your life, regardless of whether you use AI for a business or a job, then check out the Obsidian Vault template link and the link in your AI program in the video description below. It comes with a long list of pre-made skills that will let you use AI with your notes to its fullest potential and allow you to hit the ground running as soon as possible if you don't want to wait and want to move fast. So if this was useful, hit subscribe. I'm building this channel around real ways to use AI in your business and your personal life. Drop a comment and tell me what's one part of your life that's disorganized right now that AI could probably fix. So go close the gap before it gets too wide.